So welcome to SakshiEducation.com, and today we are going to discuss about the current affairs of January 21st to January 31st. So we will see what are the current events which has taken place in the last 10 days of January 2018. And coming to appointments, so it is first Om Prakash Rawat, who was made as the 22nd Election Commissioner of India. So he is the 22nd Chief Election Commissioner of India, appointed on 23rd January 2018. And also along with him, the new Election Commissioner was Ashok Lavasa. So Election Commission of India is the main apex body to conduct elections for President, Parliamentary and Assembly in India, which consists of 3-member body, Chief Election Commissioner followed by 2 election commissioners. The first Election Commissioner of India was, that is Chief Election Commissioner of India was Sukumar Sen during 1950s, and currently it is Om Prakash Rawat, and having 2 election commissioners, Ashok Lavasa and Sunil Arora. Ashok Lavasa is also a newly appointed Election Commissioner of India. So notably, Election Commission of India was constituted on 25th January 1950. On every year, we celebrate 25th January as National Voters Day. So recently also on 25th January 2018, we have celebrated National Voters Day. Next, another appointment was Usha Anantha Subramaniam was made as the first woman chairman for IBA, Indian Banking Association. So Indian Banking Association was formed in the year 1948 to safeguard the duties and responsibilities of the employees of all the scheduled and non-scheduled banks in India. So as per Indian Banks Association, a bank is a bank and the employee is an employee, so who must be safeguarded, okay, by the whole banking industry. So this Indian Banking Association's the first woman chairman was Usha Anantha Subramaniam, who is also MD, chairman and MD for Allahabad Bank. And interestingly, Usha Anantha Subramaniam was the first chairman for first all women's bank, Bharatiya Mahila Bank, during 2013. And all we know that Bharatiya Mahila Bank is merged within State Bank of India on 1st April 2017, along with other 5 associate banks of SBI. So remember Usha Anantha Subramaniam. Next, Sudeep Laktakia was the new Director General for NSG, National Security Guards. So he was appointed in the month of January. So in the examination point of view, this question may be asked. Next is Sunny Varghose. Okay, so Sunny Varghose is the new chairman for World Business Council for Sustainable Development, which was based in Geneva. And Sunny Varghose belongs to Singapore. He is an Indian origin Singapore citizen. So notably in the examination point of view, this question may be asked. Whoever the Indian diaspora, okay, makes an event, so the examiner automatically, okay, points in the examination. Next, Viorica Dancila is the new president of Romania, and she is the first woman president of Romania. So remember Romania in the month of January, first week of January, so Romania president has resigned and the new president was elected, that is Viorica Dancila. And another appointment is Sauli Niinistö was the re-elected president for Finland, and he is serving the second 6-year term as president of Finland. And George Weah is a new president for Liberia. So he was elected president of Liberia. And Jeremy H. Powell. So Jeremy H. Powell will be the next chairman for Federal Reserve Bank of USA. So, Federal Reserve Bank of USA is the apex bank of USA, which regulates the other banks in USA, also formulates and implements the monetary policy of USA like Reserve Bank of India. So, therefore, the question may be asked. So, it is Jerome H. Powell, and former chairman of Federal Reserve Bank of USA was Janet Yellen. So, Janet Yellen since 2013 to 2018 was the chairman of Federal Reserve Bank of USA. Here the interesting thing is Miss Janet Yellen was the first woman chairman of Federal Reserve Bank since 1913. So, since 1913 she was the first woman chairman for Federal Reserve of USA. This question may also asked in the examination. And finally, regarding the appointments, Shailendra Kumar Joshi was appointed as the Chief Secretary for Telangana State Government, replacing SP Singh. So, these are about appointments, and now we will move to the national affairs. So, what are the current events we will see. So, ONGC buys majority stake in Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. So, earlier Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited was under the control of Government of India, where 51.05% of stake was purchased by ONGC. So, ONGC is the largest oil explorer in India, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, and it has acquired HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, which is the third largest oil refiner. So, one is oil explorer, this is an oil refiner. So, examination point of view, this may be asked, and ONGC is one of the Maharatna companies. And Supreme Court order for release of Padmavat. So, Padmavat was under controversy. So, whichever is in news for particular period, the examiner focuses on that point. So, Padmavat movie is not much important, of course, but it was under controversy, even it was tabled in the Supreme Court, and automatically Supreme Court have given its judgment to release of Padmavat movie, which is being directed by couple of times National Award winner Sanjay Leela Bhansali. So, in the examination point of view, the question may be asked, so who is the director for Padmavat, why it was under controversy, it may be asked in the interview also. And more regarding the history of Padmavat, as it is in news. So, Padmavat history. So, Rani Padmavati was the queen of Chittor in North India, and because of her beauty, Sultan of Delhi Alauddin Khalji has got admired, and finally he admitted himself to laid siege to Chittor and obtain her. And the movie is completely based on the story written by Malik Muhammad Jayasi. So, these questions may be asked, on whose story the Padmavat movie was being directed, who was the director of Padmavat movie. So, what is who is Padmavat actually, Padmavati? So, Rani Padmavati was the queen of Chittor. In the movie, it is Deepika Padukone, so the Bollywood actress, so who made the role of Rani Padmavati. Next topic, next event is World Economic Forum has ranked India at 62nd place among 74 emerging economic nations in the world in Inclusive Development Index. And this Inclusive Development Index, which is prepared by WEF, World Economic Forum, measures various factors like standard of living, environmental sustainability, and protection of future generations. So, in the list, the top advanced nation was Norway, and the top emerging nation was Lithuania. And World Economic Forum was established in 1975, and in 2015 it was recognized as a non-profit organization, which is based in Geneva, Switzerland. And The founder of WEF is Klaus Schwab, who is also the chairman, executive chairman of WEF. And recently in the Geneva, Switzerland, there was a WEF summit held. Okay, in this, the 24th Crystal Award was awarded to Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan. So, WEF Crystal Award was given to Shah Rukh Khan. Okay. In the WEF updates, Global Center for Cyber Security launched by World Economic Forum on 24th January 2018, and the cyber security works as an autonomous organization under WEF, which will help a safe and secure global enterprise in safeguarding from the hackers, and also the cyber security will be based in Geneva, the headquarters of WEF in Switzerland. And this cyber security center to be operational from March 2018. So, the examiner may be asked questions in the month of April exam or the March examinations. Okay. So keep a watch on this. Next, India ranked 177 out of 180 in Environmental Performance Index 2018, which is also prepared by WEF, World Economic Forum itself. And India was among the last or least developing nations, which has ranked 177 out of 180. So, 180th nation was Congo, and the top 3 was Switzerland, France and Denmark. So, Environmental Performance Index published by WEF and European Commission since 2002, and it is designated to target the Millennium Development Goals of UNO, United Nations Organization. And coming to other rankings, India ranked 81st in Global Talent Competitive Index. It is also given by WEF only. So, Global Talent Competitive Index is published by World Economic Forum, and India was ranked 81st, and last year in the year 2017 it was ranked 92nd. The top 3 countries are Switzerland again, Singapore and USA. Another ranking for India was Global Manufacturing Index. So, Global Manufacturing Index, India ranks 30, and in the list it is the Japan which made in the top. So, we are in the 30th position of largest manufacturer in the world. So, it is Japan with the help of other countries, it is manufacturing the automobiles. Next, Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative launched by Union Government under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. In short, it is called MITI. The initiative of Cyber Surakshit Bharat is to strengthen cyber security ecosystem in India as of Digital India program, and it is the first PPP, public private partnership of its kind in India, where the private software or information technology companies like Infosys, Wipro, Mahindra, Microsoft, Intel, etc. are also part of it. And Kolkata, the capital city of West Bengal, was the first metro city to get floating market. Floating market means the shops will be floating on the river or the lake. So, in Kolkata, in the south of Kolkata, river Lake Putali was selected by the Kolkata Municipal Development Authority to start floating market, the first floating market in India. So, the lake is completely filled with the boats. So, there are nearly 114 boats, 114 boats, and each boat has two shops within the same boat. Okay. And the purchaser, the customer will be provided a path which is made by wooden walkways, and the boat consists of vegetables, fisheries, poultry, dairy, goods, etc., etc. And remember, this floating market was an inspiration from Thailand. So, in Thailand, many places we find the floating market on the waters, on the lakes. So, India gets its first floating market in Kolkata, which is being run by KMDA, Kolkata Municipal Development Authority. And next one, World War II Memorial Museum was started in Arunachal Pradesh by Arunachal Pradesh CM Pema Khandu at Changlang district of Arunachal Pradesh. And the next update is Kachra Mahotsav Utsav was organized by Raipur Municipal Corporation, and this is the first Kachra Mahotsav Utsav by Chhattisgarh government in order to bring an awareness regarding the use of garbage, nothing but solid waste management. And this was held from January 19 to 21. And Andhra Pradesh government signs sister state agreement with Guizhou provinces of Canton of Zurich, Switzerland. So, it is the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu along with his Finance Minister Yennamala Ramakrishnadu who has signed the sister state agreement with Canton of Zurich, Switzerland. So, the agreement will promote collaborations through exchange of IT, skill development, education, joint action plan, etc. So, this is signed between the Finance Minister Yennamala Ramakrishnadu and Zurich Councillor Karman Walker Spa. Uttar Pradesh State Cabinet approved one district, one product scheme to promote products of indigenous to every district. So, the same products will be promoted to each district. So, having the indigenous thing. So, one district, one product is the new scheme started by Uttar Pradesh government to encourage the indigenous products. Next, on 24th January 2018, Election Commission of India has hosted one-day international summit, international conference on inclusion of persons with disabilities in election process. So, how the disabled people will participate in elections is a main objective of this international conference, which was held in New Delhi. And Information Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad launched Stree Swabhiman in New Delhi so that the women and the adolescent girls can get the common service center which provides a woman access to affordable sanitary products. So, this is based on the inspiration from the movie Padman. Next initiative is in the defense like WINBAX, VINBAX, Vietnam India bilateral army exercise. This was a military exercise which was held in Jabalpur of Madhya Pradesh. So, this is the first time that Vietnam and India has participated in bilateral army exercise. So, it comes to be an important, why? Because Vietnam is one of the Southeast Asian nations member, and moreover recently all the ASEAN members, Association of Southeast Asian Members, has made a visit to India as to participate as a guest of honor for 26th January Republic Day parade. So, they are in India to commemorate the 25 years of India ASEA agreement or member, and India is not a member of ASEAN of course, but India is a dialogue partner for ASEAN. So, therefore, this has been a journey of 25 years, and to commemorate this event, all the heads of ASEAN members, the 10 nations, has visited India as a guest of honor for Republic Day parade on 26 January 2018 in New Delhi. Next, Department of Personnel and Training has issued an order to provide quota in central government jobs to people with autism, mental illness and victims of acid attacks. So, this is the first time that Department of Personnel and Training has issued a notification regarding providing a reservation or quota for the victims of acid attacks or the person with mental disorder, autism, etc. And on January 29th, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has tabled economic survey in the Parliament. So, economic survey of 2017-18, the current year we can say, and economic survey has expected the growth rate of India for the next fiscal as 7 to 7.5%. So, it is an high anticipation from the Ministry of Finance. On 31st of January in Telangana, the largest tribal festival has been inaugurated, the Samakka Saraka Jatara, which is famously known in Etu Nagaram of Warangal district. So, after constituting a new districts, that is 31 districts, now Samakka Saraka Jatara comes under, that is Etu Nagaram comes under Bhupalpalli Jaishankar district. So, remember these kind of questions will be asked in the examination for State Public Service Commission exams.